This episode discusses triggering and sensitive topics around eating disorders and body dysmorphia. If you or a loved one suffers from an eating disorder, you can reach out for help through resources like the Eating Recovery Center. We include links to their website and others in this podcast description.
Welcome back.
Try it again.
What is it?
Keep all of this in. Do not cut any of this.
This goes
Welcome
like
back.
Guys, the first
That
episode,
is it.
remember how we
Welcome
talked in the first
back.
episode how Barbie can't harmonize?
That is a
Harmonize.
harmony.
No,
I
you
just can't do
messed
it.
up.
No, I just can't do it in chest because it's gonna hurt my voice.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. That's the harmony. Why do you
Welcome
give
back.
like?
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back. That's the same thing.
Don't get loud. We're supposed to be friends.
Okay, welcome. What is it?
Ready?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back
to the Lord Far Squad
Pod.
Okay, for real. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being with us today. Hopefully, due to that, we get discovered. My name is Mandy,
My name is Miguel.
And I'm Barbie.
and today we're going to talk about our cuntification.
Okay.
That is not the title of the episode, but
How to glow up, guys. How to glow up.
We did it.
which do not take any of our advice because
What do you mean?
Speak for yourself. Speak
nobody
for
knows how to
yours-
glow up.
I did.
Oh, honestly, love that. Yeah.
No, somebody had been talking to me. They're like, you know what? You guys should really talk about your cuntification, because I guess we were a bunch of uggos apparently. That
Who is this? Who
I'm
told
not
you
gonna
that?
name them.
No name dropping. I don't think you were ever an uggo, Mandy. I feel
don't
like
think you were ever
people-
ugly either.
Yeah, I just
I don't
remember
think-
I
like
don't
my
think
whole
any of you
life.
guys were ever.
No,
ugly.
you guys were all
Uh,
cute.
I think Mandy was like hot. Like even like as
But
like
you're biased. You've always thought that. You're my number one fan.
it's kind of true.
Should we kiss?
What is going on?
No. It's true. Like my whole life had guys coming up to me and I'd be like, oh my god, hi. And they'd be like, so Mandy. I'd be like, oh, of course. Like
That's
you're
so
not actually
mean.
gonna talk to me.
Man, fuck those bitches. I don't even like them. I don't even like boys. So jokes on them.
That's true.
No, it's not. Some boys. And that's what I have to figure out. But anyways, our evolution of each of us. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I always have had similar mindset of my fashion. I mean, high school, I did spend a good amount of time with those like skinny little sperm eyebrows.
Ew,
And
what?
What kind
Wait,
of
what?
Y'all didn't say anything. Y'all didn't say anything. Bro, I used to have the tiniest little eyebrows, but they had like
Yeah,
little
I
like
just wanna
Oh,
talk
I would
about
call
your,
them
like-
spoon eyebrows.
Yeah.
The sperm is a
Those
little
are very-
intense.
They
little-
did look like
little
spoons.
swimmers.
And y'all didn't say anything. Y'all didn't say nothing.
We were all dealing with our own.
Yeah, Miguel had his ugly ass mustache that didn't actually fully grow in, and we kept telling you to shave it.
But look at me now.
Where is it?
No,
It's
honestly,
patchy.
I was
My
gonna.
mustache is
No,
not
I'm
patchy.
kidding.
I
It's
was gonna
very, like,
mention
strong.
it often distracts me when we're recording because it's like all up on his mic. It like ruffles on it. Ew, he's like
Should we do
rubbing it on the
ASMR? Can you
mic
hear it?
right
Can you
now.
hear it? Ready?
I really hope you can't. That's disgusting. Like if you guys are so lucky this is not a video pod because that
Not
was
yet, but
frightening.
if the numbers are up in a couple weeks, who knows?
Y'all don't want to see that.
We'll actually be uploading content on OnlyFans.
Oh,
Here we go again.
Sorry, that's just
now that he's glowed up, he's ready.
But anyways, yes. yes.
Guess what?
Glowing up. No, so Mandy and like I want to ask the both of you what in terms of glowing up, what do you guys mean? Because you just talked about like fashion for a little bit. Do you think that's
Yeah.
one of your biggest?
I think that's probably one of the biggest changes. I think because I was always like a little girly girl. Like Barbie used to make fun of me because I used to like curl my hair super tight and always be, I've always been super femme. I love very girly things, always have. But I think one of the things about like, I don't know, whatever the quote unquote glow up of like getting older. I went to private school like we all did, but it was all uniform. So every day I wear the same basic ass outfit, and like the thing that everybody would do to like spice it up, we all would wear socks. Like And so we all had like the stupidest socks. Like for years, like even after graduating high school, I still had these dumbass socks. They were like striped. You that's how you told your story, like through your socks.
You're a survivor.
I'm a survivor, bro. I had the
That's
ugliest
funny.
ass socks.
Like for me, like even though my school was private, it was like they were like relaxed. Like elementary and junior high students had to wear a uniform, but like I didn't join high school till I was in high school, and we didn't need a uniform, but we had like a dress code, you know. So, but even then, I vividly remember like for some reason I always liked my older brother's clothes. Like I really fucked with my older brother's like taste in like most things. I was like, oh, he's so cool, right? And I liked his clothes, so I would steal his clothes every now and then. I'd wear his pants, I'd wear his sweaters.
And what was his style like?
It was honestly just think of like what would a millennial who thought he was like who listened to like the Strokes and was like very like indie, like he had skinny jeans, he wore Vans, you know, he had those like ponchos that had like the different colors that you can buy at like Venice Beach, you know, he's very like so I would wear a lot of his clothes. I don't know why. I would show up to school and I remember like vividly I was like maybe in like 10th grade and like some senior walked up to me. He was like, Barbie. Like he didn't even talk to me. We weren't even friends. He was like, Barbie. And I was like, yeah. He's like, why do you dress like a boy? And I was like, oh wow. And I was like,
really?
yeah, I remember being like, yeah, I do dress like a boy. Like, and like, I don't know why that shocked me. I was like, because I didn't think like, duh, I was using my brother's clothes, but like, I didn't realize that like, oh, that made me look like I dressed like a boy. I don't know. I was like, oh, that's just my own
crazy
fashion
because I remember
sense.
like looking at you because you remember that one shirt your brother had. It was like a white Forever 21 and had like crosses on it or something.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to wear that shirt like all the time, and I'm
So
like,
embarrassing.
damn, she's so cool.
That is so embarrassing that you remember that outfit. Like who wears that sounds of like the cross, like the black and white cross shirt. Like, but back in the day, like back in 2014, yeah, that was it. But yeah, so I remember being like, damn, like I dressed like a boy, and I always felt like I didn't fit in fashion wise, especially like at church, because like
Name drop right now. Name drop right now.
Wait, what?
Like,
What are you talking about?
Miguel's mother did not approve of the way that I dressed because again I didn't dress girly enough, or I didn't like I felt so uncomfortable. Like I hated wearing dresses. I hated like I always was wearing like Converse or flip flops, and like the elder women of the church would be like, you shouldn't be wearing that, or like, you know, you need to be wearing heels, or you need to be blah blah. And I would go to church in pants sometimes and be like, what is this abomination? So I always felt like, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like it didn't fit in, and like I hated wearing dresses, and I just felt like maybe it's because I was also insecure about my body. I was like a preteen and then a teenager, and I was like, like my arms are flabby, like I hate this. But yeah, so I just always felt like, okay, but I don't want to look like a boy either. So I was like, no. And I feel like because I was also homeschooled, I felt so behind. Like when I went to like high school, and then people were saying, oh, you look like a boy. I'm like, like I would look at all the other girls and how they dress, and I'm like, I'm so behind. Like I don't know how to like get the clothes that they're wearing. I was so insecure. And honestly, into like the first couple years of college too, I still felt like behind, because it's not like when you go to college you buy a new wardrobe. I'm not rich like that, you know what I mean? Like I brought all the stuff that I had, and like I always just felt like it's crazy how much like fashion or the way that you dress yourself can impact your mood and how you feel about yourself. And I didn't realize that until later. And I remember having conversations with Mandy, like if you dress yourself up the way that you want to, you feel better. And so I don't know, I just feel like that changed a lot too. I'm not saying like, oh, I dress so well now. Even to this day, I'm like, I tell Mandy, I'm like, I do not know how to style myself.
And I be giving her those bundles.
Yeah, her fashion bundles. But like it has been like helpful knowing like I do have a sense of style.
Yeah, you do.
And like being more confident, exploring my own sense of style. And I still dress like slightly more masculine, but like in a girly way.
Yeah, but
I'm
it
so girly pop. And I do like dressing in dresses now. I think it was just more like confidence.
Let's talk about how you only used to wear black t-shirts.
Okay.
How was that about? What was that about?
That's actually really
I come
interesting.
over to this house, and you know how in like cartoons when people like pull out their new outfit and it's like the exact same outfit? That
I was like
Miguel.
Timmy Turner.
He was Timmy
Yeah,
Turner.
same damn
Every
outfit
day
every
he's like,
single day.
which black shirt should I wear?
But I think that's, you know what, David Dobrik? Before David Dobrik was a thing and he always wore those black t-shirts, he always had the same thing. I was doing that in like 2012. I was on that before, and even with the Vans, David Dobrik wore all like a black shirt, black pants, and red Vans. I was on that years before him.
But you had
I'm
black
not
Vans.
making millions.
I will say, I got the black Vans because you had the black Vans, and I was like, Miguel,
Because
has black
Vans were pretty cool.
Yeah, back in the day.
But I think in terms of fashion, I still haven't like evolved. And
That's not true.
That's
at
not
all.
true.
No, I think it is true because even now, I did go from wearing all black to wearing like earth tones, and that's because of, I think, a very good friend like kind of inspired me to And this was in like 2020.
Yeah, it's like the thing in 2020. Everybody had earth tones.
well, because
tones.
everybody had time.
What do you mean?
It was a pandemic. Everybody had time to like explore.
No, but I feel like that's when the sad beige aesthetic came in. Like everybody was doing minimalist.
Everybody
was
was
doing, earth tones.
fair.
And
That's
so like
true.
even I had an earth tone phase. Like everything was terracotta. Like I was wearing nudes.
Oh,
there was
that's
nudes.
true. It's true. It's true.
Bro, like I look back at like the stuff that I had. I get rid of all my stuff every once in a while. I'm like, damn, like this is not like, where's the imagination? Not that nudes look bad on people, but just it was like too much.
Where's the color?
And I think when I did start wearing newer clothing and like color, I would go to and say like, hey, like, do you think this looks good? And looking back at some pictures that I like taking that I thought that outfit was kicking, I look back now and I'm like, it's not very good.
But
actually.
that's like also just like
But that I think
evolution
it's
of
also the danger of
style.
trends.
Yeah,
My
trends.
ultimate goal in this life is to have my own style and not just following the trends, because it's so
Yeah.
easy for trends to. There's like, you know how all the girlies right now are putting like bows on everything, and they're
Mhm.
getting tattoos that are bows, and I'm like, those bitches are gonna
It's not
regret
gonna
it
age well.
tomorrow. Like it's not gonna age well. It's so cute right now, but like give it a month, girl. You're gonna be so
Yeah.
embarrassed. And that's the thing is like I feel like it's when it comes to developing style, it's cool to take pieces from trends, but I feel like the ultimate goal is to have your own.
Oh my God,
you
Miguel,
know?
what was that? What was that stupid quote you used to say all the time? Where it's like, I think it was
It's
like,
not who you wear or what you.
No.
oh,
It's
and
not
it was
what
like
you
Yves Saint
wear.
Laurent. It's fashions fade, but style is eternal.
yeah, that's
Period.
the one.
No,
That's
I
something.
heard the one that I was like, that's low key true. It's like it's not what you wear, but how you wear it.
That's also true.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
So I think now it's even more so like Mandy, your bundles. God, we keep talking about your freaking
Keep
bundles.
name dropping me, please.
Mandy does a very good job.
The numbers are skyrocketing.
Yeah, the numbers are coming in, but you do a very good job at like. I'll send you like a Pinterest board, and you'll find like either the exact piece that I want or something that's similar to it. That's a really cool idea. And I think the friends that I have around me who just like even the pants that I'm wearing now, I had a friend who like made me buy them like yesterday, and I love these pants. And like in my head, I'm like, wow, that's something that I really wanted, but I would have never actually like thought of going into a store and getting the
Getting it.
pants. But for
On the
me,
next episode, we talk about why Miguel can't go shopping. It's a foreign concept to him.
I get insecure.
No, honestly, that's
Aw.
valid.
No, that's true.
You'd hope so.
No, it is. It is. I remember when I was in high school, like going to the mall was like my worst thing. Something about
Bro,
those lights, bruh.
I still hate the mall. Like, I feel like most days very confident. Any day I go to the mall, I'm like all of a sudden gone. Everything I've ever worked for, gone.
Why?
I hate the
It's
mall.
the lighting in the mall,
It's
bro.
the lighting. It's just like I feel like it's just like
The energy. Is
the energy
menacing.
is off. Like
I'm not
Maybe
gonna
you're
lie.
going
doors-
to like an outdated mall.
The
I'm
liquid
going
mall.
to Cerritos, bestie.
Hey, I like the Cerritos mall.
I don't like the mall. Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. I love the mall. Like I don't like trying on clothes at the mall
Yeah.
because that's where like my.
I think
insecurities
it's
kick in.
something with the mirrors.
Have you heard about the mirrors where they make you look fat?
That's
Why would that help? Why would that be better?
would that- hold
Wouldn't
on.
they want you to
Clothes.
look better? To
No,
say-
I think the mirrors in like Target and the mall, they purposefully make you look good in the clothing.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And then when you go home and you try it on, that's why you look in your mirror at home. You're like, wait, I actually don't
But
like
that's
this.
crazy because when I go to the dressing rooms at the mall, I'm like, damn,
yeah,
I'm gonna go home
It's like
immediately.
yeah, it's not. But also speaking of shopping, like thrifting, it's like I want to do that more. Like you get sustainable fashion, la la. I cannot stand it. There's no way that I'm just gonna be like looking through a bunch of like smelly clothes, trying to find something that looks good, and I have to like be able to envision what it could look like, and it's so hard.
And if this is something you relate with, then maybe I can help.
Oh my god, this is
Dude,
disgusting.
get
Get out of your bundle.
out.
And I hate it because I see so many like thrift bitches. Like you can tell like these bitches know how to thrift. Like they have like 10 piercings. They're wearing like
That's
the
why
coolest
if they're
outfit.
there,
And I'm like,
leave
I
the
hate-
thrift store.
I know. I'm
Everything's
like, it's gone. I was
It's
like,
gone.
okay, thanks a lot. Like, thanks for saving some. It's fine. It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
I guess because I used to be like that too. Like when I was younger and I didn't know like what my style was. I didn't know too much about fashion, but I have always really loved fashion. Like I was a little 10-year-old watching Project Runway. I was sewing my own clothes on little Barbies. So like it is something that I have always cared about. But then I guess like in high school, so you start comparing yourself. Also, I went to a private school where a lot of richie riches went to. And so I'd be like, damn, like I cannot afford to be fashionable. But I think when I went to college and I realized like, fashionable doesn't have to mean money per se. It's all like you were saying, like it's how you wear things.
Yeah.
And one thing that I did to like kind of find my own style was just literally watching YouTube. And that's because it's something I care about. I literally watch YouTube videos of other people thrifting.
What?
Like,
Wow,
I'm
really?
a fucking nerd. I'm a nerd.
That's like when people like watch people videos of other people playing video games.
Yeah.
I cannot
Oh.
comprehend.
No, I
literally-
do that.
I
You
love
do?
it.
Yeah.
Today I was literally just watching somebody clean their room. I love that shit.
Mandy, how about try cleaning your room?
I was cleaning it while they were cleaning it.
That's
okay?
crazy, honestly.
I need
That's
It's
a
like
new
mo-
level of
it's like-
loneliness.
No, it's like no. I get it because in like they have like mukbangs.
mukbangs.
They have mukbangs, and it's
You-
like where
you
you
be
just
eating with
watch
them?
somebody eat. No,
You
I
eat
don't.
with
I
them?
don't watch them while I'm eating, but I don't watch them at all actually. But obviously that we know that's a thing, and there's an audience for that.
That's true.
Well, I'm just saying I'm the clean your room thrift audience. And so,
Anyways, we digress. But okay,
yeah, so
so
that's how I would like find my own fashion. Like I'd be seeing like what do I look for at
Yeah.
the thrift store, those things. And then I was like, okay, I like would see them. I'm like, dang, I wish I could look like that. I wish I could wear that. And then I just came to a point where it's like I'd be like looking at my closet. I'm like, damn, I don't have the things to look like that. I'm like, okay, then buy the fucking stuff to look like that. Like you were saying, like you want the pants, just go get them. And like I know growing up, it was kind of like shameful to like buy clothes. Like you could buy food, that's fine. You can buy things you need for school, that's fine. All those like
Necessities.
yeah, necessities. But for whatever reason, clothes were not a necessity. And so like I used
show up butt ass naked.
yeah,
in
I'm like,
school.
okay, butt ass naked at school. No, but I remember like having to convince myself, I'm like, bro, this is your own fucking money. Buy clothes. Clothes are a necessity. And I found that like we were talking about, it's like when you're wearing those clothes, you feel more confident.
Mm.
And I was like, I want to work on my confidence and self-esteem. So I'm like, get the clothes you want.
I mean, so other than clothes, what's another thing that has led to your guys' glow up?
well, I just want to say that I think with the reason, at least for me, why clothing was not of importance, I actually really liked that I went to a private school where uniforms were a thing because I looked just like everybody else. Even if I didn't like the clothing that I liked,
Mm.
I didn't have to worry about getting up the next day and being like, what am I going to wear today?
Yeah,
Mm.
Because that's something that I struggle with now. Like,
We can tell.
He really
I just want to point out,
Hey,
Barbie today is
whoa.
wearing this huge ass parka jacket with these weird
Hey,
pants.
hey,
and Crocs.
this is a cultural pant. These are from Guatemala. Okay,
Is it cultural to pair them with Crocs?
it could be.
It's honestly so embarrassing. But anyways, I really did like that we would wear uniforms. But then like also even there were some girls who were in high school who would like make it their own. Like they would crop their uniform shirt.
Those are the hot girls.
And that was me. I was wearing my band shirt, but I kind of like took some scissors to it.
No, you did
Yes, I
not.
did.
You're
Look
such
at
a liar.
you.
I did.
That's crazy.
I would hem my pants.
He was very fashion forward.
I was. But yeah, that's just one way that obviously I think we figured out a way to glow up was the way that you dress. What are some other ways that you think?
One thing, I don't know, like one thing that I've over the years like realized it's like a lot of times I'd be like, oh, but like I want to be different. Oh, I have to be like mysterious. The reality is I want to be like every other bitch. That's the truth. And I feel like that's fine. I feel like a lot of like fashion is like, oh, like I've this is kind of contradictory to what we were talking about before, I guess, where it's like, oh, don't follow trends. But sometimes it's like I want to be like every other bitch. I want to be exactly like them. Like I don't need to be like obviously be your own self, be your own style, but it's like if you like something that somebody else has, go get it. That's my that's how I live right now. Like you like it, if you want it, you got it. Go get it. Treat yourself.
Was there ever a moment for you guys where you realized or thought to yourself, "Oh, I glowed up"?
Yes.
When was that for you?
Today.
Really? Because I'm
day.
looking at you up and
Hey,
down.
hey. Now me checking myself in the mirror now.
Hair greasy.
Dude, no, I can't pinpoint when, but I do feel much more confident,
Mm-hmm.
and I do feel like when I'm not at work, I do have a good style because at work I just be showing up in anything. Like I had 4th of July, and like we were out partying, and I showed up the next day at work in the same outfit with the makeup smeared because I couldn't find a makeup wipe. So, but you know, they didn't know. They just thought I had like a
Sultry eye.
a sultry look. You know what I mean? I have the lipstick that stays on.
It was a smoky eye.
Yeah, it was a smoky eye, and like you know, I have the lipstick that's like the Nick Superstay, that thing fucking
Bro, honestly, that's
stays
just good.
on. You put it in the morning and it will last you till the night of the next day.
Okay.
Okay? Not that
You
that's
could've
happened
just
so many
said 2
times.
days.
This is a sponsored ad, actually.
I'm so real about this. I'm like,
the next day.
no, but I'm serious. Like, you can eat, you can drink, you can go to sleep. It'll still be on. It will not come off. So yeah, I just showed up to work like the next day like trash. But I was like, hey. Anyways, the point is when I'm not at work though, what am I?
I don't know. What is the point?
No, I just feel like I have become more confident. I have my own sense of style. Like I'm working on it, but it's not like before where I was like literally like didn't want to go outside because I was like, oh, my outfit sucks.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any pieces that work.
I feel like that's one of the things though, like when people talk about like growing up and glowing up, it's like, how do you pinpoint? Is it that you started dressing nicer and that you got hot and now you're confident? Or is it that you worked on your confidence and that helped you wear the things you want to wear and do the things you want to do? And I do think
But could that go? But could
I think
that
it
go
goes
the
both
other
ways.
way?
Yeah, I think they feed off of each other.
No, but you know what's kind of bad? You guys can tell me not to say this, but like I lost weight. I lost weight, and I don't want to encourage people and say like. So you guys can say we should probably not talk about it. I'm being honest.
No, we can talk about it. Well, that's why I really struggle. And again, trigger warning. If you, I don't know, if you have a trigger with like weight or I don't know.
Eating disorders.
But
Eating
that's what I'm
disorders
saying.
and stuff
I don't
like
want to
that.
encourage.
It's
that.
not an encouragement, but I would say personally, I would say that my quote unquote glow up, I didn't even know it was a glow up until people told me it was a glow up.
Mm.
And
yeah,
I think
it was kind of
that
mean.
Yeah,
and to me that was like a really hurtful thing.
Mm.
And I think a big part of that was like weight loss. And again, growing up, I never saw my weight as an issue, and I never took it into consideration about how attractive I was or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that it was during the pandemic, and I had a friend who was going to start this like eating program because we knew, the coach who was like doing it. And he was like, do you want to do it with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? Like, it's a pandemic. Like, it's something new. And my intention on doing this program was to learn how to have a better relationship with food. It wasn't because of the weight loss that would come with it. It was more so because I had just graduated college. When you're in college, you eat when you can, and I don't know. To me, I just didn't have a very healthy relationship with food. Like I was at Taco Bell at like 2 a.m. every other night.
Me too, Bessie. I just had Taco Bell right now. So good.
It's so good. It's so good. But I think, and I did learn that I don't know, maybe that was an eating disorder, but I was kind of being dependent. I was going to food as a sort of like dopamine, like boost.
I know it's crazy because like you would not eat. Like that Taco Bell was like your meal of the day.
Yeah,
But he would like bust it down.
Bust it down.
I would fucking
All 3 meals in
at
one.
Taco Bell.
I'm
My
dead.
order, $30 easy.
No way.
30, $35. Yeah.
He was getting all meals in one.
Yeah, I was eating for 3. And you know what's so embarrassing? One time I went to Taco Bell in Walla Walla, and my order, she gave me 2 forks. And I remember thinking to myself, it's just me in the car. This is just for me. Like, is this too much?
Bro, do you remember that Taco Bell when we were all in the car and they asked us to stop screeching?
Yeah, Barbie was yelling. God knows why. She was sober
It
too.
was you, and they thought it was me. They're like, man,
Yeah,
can you
it
please
was
stop
literally you.
screeching? But it was you.
Oh yeah, maybe I was screaming.
That's crazy.
Anyways, I digress. But I didn't have a healthy relationship with food, and I did this food program with my friend because I just wanted to do something, and I wanted to learn how to have a better relationship with food, and that's kind of the way that the program was sold to me. Cut to, I think 3 or 4 months later, I ended up losing like pounds in like a matter of 3 months.
And
We
and
were
the crazy
so
thing,
worried.
Yeah, me and Mandy were like,
Because
what
we're
the
eating disorder girls.
Yeah,
we were
we
like,
knew
like,
what eating
Miguel,
disorder
are
is.
you
And it's
okay?
crazy because you were like, what's an eating disorder? Like, I've never experienced that. And we're like, are you sure? Because this sounds like like it's teaching you eating disorder. And you're like, no, not at all.
And even to this day, I don't think it was. The way that I see it is I was working with a coach every week and checking in and making sure that I was getting like the nutrients that I needed with this program and stuff like that. But
would you recommend it to people? Because that's the thing is like I'm afraid like I don't think this is something that
well,
I'm glad you're okay, but I don't know that that's something I would promote.
I'd
just 'cause it's
recommend it if your
dangerous.
health was in jeopardy and you needed to lose weight.
Yeah. And also, I
Do I think
remember
that as a 21-year-old I needed to do it? No.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think I
also,
needed to.
I remember you texting us and be like, guys, I just like discovered what calories are, and that's when I was like, you know what, he's fine.
He's
It's
fine.
Not, it's not eating
He's
disorder.
okay.
No,
No,
he
dead
didn't
ass.
know.
I was like, how do you not like? Meanwhile, me and Mandy tortured for the past 5 years.
counting
Like
every. Yeah.
But I thought it was so interesting because even your mom, Mandy, I remember one time it was so funny, and I kind of took it as like a compliment a little bit, but in a way I was kind of like, what? To lose, because honestly, I think, and I wasn't even huge. Like I don't know. I don't want to come on here and say that I was, like pounds. Like the highest.
Normal boy.
Yeah, I just remember looking. I remember it was like January, and I stepped on a scale. Can I talk? I can say this, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
trigger warning. If you don't
yeah,
want to
we'll
hear this, this episode is about this. Don't listen to this episode. I'm gonna talk about it because I think
It was your experience.
it's my
okay.
experience.
We'll say something before.
Yeah, well, before we can say something, but when I stepped on the scale, I remember being like pounds, and I was like, oh, I personally just don't want to be pounds. So I was like, well, let me try this eating program because I want to have a better relationship with food, and I want this for me. Not that being over pounds is a bad thing. I didn't want that for me. And again, in a matter of 3 months, the smallest, not the smallest. I don't know how to like talk about this.
It's hard to talk about. It's okay.
It's hard to talk about, but the lowest number that I was pounds. And at that point, I was kind of like, I don't think I want this. Now I feel like I'm too small, and I'm like a boy. I don't want to be. I don't know, this might be like.
And where do you think like that comes from? Your ideas of like what?
Well, I think I still have a very traditional sense of,
what a man is.
what a man is, right? Like,
Wait, but what did Mandy's mom say to you? That was.
oh, sorry, I digress. Anyway, yeah, so I went from like pounds to pounds in a matter of like 3 or 4 months,
Which is crazy.
which is insane. And I remember one day Mandy's mom pulled me outside, and she was like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, she said something along the lines of like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like,
No, literally.
I was like, "Yeah, what are you talking about?" Like, I didn't even know she was talking about the way that I looked. And she was just like, you seem very thin. Like, you are, like, are you, I think she was insinuating that I was doing drugs.
No way.
Oh,
In a way,
really?
yeah, I think so. I think she was worried
Oh,
about,
really?
like, are you, using.
Damn, and that's on the invisibility of eating disorders for men.
Yeah, and
Wow.
wait, what is that? Say that again?
I said that's on the invisibility of eating disorders for men.
Like instead of assuming.
like she would have never. Yeah,
Yeah, honestly, maybe I don't know. Maybe I just thought that she was insinuating that I might be using drugs. All I know is she said like, you've just dropped weight very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And-
Which isn't healthy.
Which
Yeah.
isn't healthy, but I don't think it in the regard of
In your
how I did
specific
it in my
situation.
specific situation, I didn't see it as a bad thing
you were working with
because it did
professional.
exactly what I was. What we did exactly what the plan was, and it's not. It wasn't. I was starving myself.
You're just like learning how to.
I
eat
was
better for
eating
your
on
body.
a diet, and I was still eating, but it wasn't until after I quit the program and I had a great time and I continued on my life, but I thought it was super depressing at how many people wanted to start talking to me now.
Yeah.
In a sense of like, oh, I'm sexually attracted to you now. Like I remember I tried to go on a couple of dates with this girl in college, and it didn't go anywhere. And it wasn't until after I posted like a picture for the first time like on social media, then she was in my DMs like, "Hey, how are you? Like we should hang out again." And it was kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Like you weren't into me. Like
Yeah.
why all of a sudden? And I'm not saying this because Miguel got hot and he was. I still am so insecure about myself, but I think losing all of that weight and having that many people come back into my life and wanting to talk to me, now I'm insecure about.
yeah.
Now I'm insecure, and now I'm scared, or like in my head I think to myself, you have to stay this way in order to be accepted.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But the thing is, I never had thought about that
it before.
before.
That's
So
so
in a way I was
interesting.
kind of like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah. And I remember you talking about that. You were like, damn, now the bitches like me all of a sudden. And like, because I remember me and Barbie also were like, no, Miguel, like you did glow up. But I remember not thinking, because like me and Barbie, always been your number one fan.
Yeah.
Like Miguel, always been a beautiful little boy, beautiful man.
I think for us, it was more like when you used to like slick back your hair really straight with gel.
We didn't like that.
And we were telling you, Miguel, you have curls. You gotta let those curls out.
I forgot
and
about
it,
that.
Yeah, it was so not your vibe.
You
And
know-
also you not you can look cute with glasses, but Miguel's shape that he chose, I'm gonna be honest, like why'd you choose that shape?
Was it the square?
Like, it was the thick square. Like so I feel like
we used to call
more
Miguel
important-
square because everything he
Bruh,
would wear
like
was
a
very like
square
boxy.
head ass. Like yeah, but you know what? Like so more than you losing weight I think for me and Mandy, the glow up was like you actually feeling confident, like letting
Confident.
your curls breathe, like putting in contacts,
And
not
also
having to
posting
hide behind
pictures
that.
for the first time. It's
Yeah,
like,
like-
nobody ever had anything to comment on because you wouldn't post. You weren't posting yourself.
I guess. And you know what's so funny about the hair? I would literally in the morning before school, I would gel my hair down, but I put a beanie over it, and then so to flatten it to straight. Because
Yeah, it looked like straight
I feel
hair.
like when we were kids,
was, like,
having straight
using
hair
a
was like the thing.
do-rag.
Right.
it was like my little do rag. Is that racist? Richie,
No,
is that
it's a
racist?
beanie.
Richie's our
Stop.
producer.
he said it's okay.
Okay. But I would do that, and I agree. So in a sense, I feel like my glow up wasn't on my terms,
Yeah.
and I remember like a really close friend of mine, or a close friend of ours, we were in the car, and it was like one of the first times that we had seen her in a while, and we were in the car and we were talking about something, and I said something that like negative about myself and the way that I looked. And she turned around. She was like, Miguel, she was like, this is your, what did she say? She said, you're in your prime right now. Like, you've never looked better. And I just remember feeling like, damn, and I'm still not happy with myself. Like, this is as good as it's going to get. And I'm sure it's true. And again, I'm not saying this because I want pity or anything. I think I'm saying it because it was a genuine realization of, wow, this really is as good as, like, you're not going to get better than this, and you're already unhappy, and you're still unhappy with yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But I feel like that's just like goes back to like beauty standards. How it doesn't matter. The beauty standard is always going to be changing.
Yeah.
It's about like the true glow up or cuntification or whatever we're talking about.
Stop calling it that. I don't approve. I don't approve because I'm not. No.
Anyways, it's not about how you actually look. Like that's literally what body dysmorphia
It's what's in
is.
the heart. The true quantification is in your heart.
No, it's literally about your confidence. It's how you feel about yourself. Which, like, I mean, that's literally society.
No,
like,
but
some of
that's
the-
scary though. Like, and
No,
that's
yeah.
scary. That's scary because like I also lost a lot of weight. And like during the pandemic, again, like trigger warning, but like I would like at the highest I weighed was a. And mind you, I'm
Ugh.
5'2".
Oh, wait.
I'm 5'2". Like, and so I just remember like like my whole college career, I was I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight, and then like going to the gym, like I just wasted so much time like trying to be somebody I was not, or focusing so much on how much food I was eating, and it basically like going the opposite direction because of how obsessed I was with food. Like when we say eating disorder,
I was eating disorder.
No,
Bro,
I'm being
yeah, while it did it to me.
bruh. No,
That
I'm being
California
honest though.
burrito?
Like it was. I'm gonna be so honest. It was bad, and I'm not
Yeah.
talking about like the cutesy like oh my god like I had like I like threw up like no like. I remember, I would buy food, and I would be too impatient to like get up the stairs to my room, and I'd be eating it up the stairs to my room, and then panting like while I was like trying to finish it. I was like, what is like psychologically?
It's
I
like
was
an obsession.
It was an obsession, and I don't know what triggered that. I don't know why food became my emotional support thing. Like, I guess a lot of traumatic things happened when I turned 18 that we will not be talking about. And ever since then, I had a problem. But yeah, then like I said, like in the previous episode, like one day you wake up and you're like, like I actually don't care anymore. And I lost hella weight, and like I've been going to the gym, and people compliment me so much, like, Barbie, you're so fit now, you're so skinny, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, damn. You know, and I can't, and I'll
And
never,
and you
and
know
I'll
that
never
they
know.
mean well.
They
Like,
do.
They mean well.
but they're
Even
just,
my dad used to be like, when I was little, he'd be like, oh, flaca, like really, that means skinny. Then he'd be like, gorda, and I was like, man, what the fuck? And like
damn.
he only didn't very often, but he'd be like, oh, like, you know. And then again, now he's like, oh, you're so skinny, like you're so skinny. Like it's obviously so positive. It's such a
Yeah,
positive
but
thing
it's
that
like
I've
that
lost weight.
toxic positivity where it's like you're always trying to like, I need that. I
Yeah,
need
and
that,
that's
I
what
need
I'm
that.
afraid of. I'm like, also two things. Like I said, like I have had rhinoplasty, and I have lost a lot of weight. So I'm like, would I have, like, I'm scared, guys. Like, I'm scared. Like, if I ever, like, as I get older, I'm not going to be able to, like, go to the gym all the time. And not that I'm killing myself. I go once a week, honestly. But, like, you know, when I get older, am I going to revert to, like, that insecure person just because I don't look the way that society approves?
Yeah.
Like, am I only happy with myself because I finally look like the image I wanted in my head? We're
Wow,
afraid.
That's really scary thought.
I think it's also true, and in like the same regard, I think my fear, and this is why I think, and maybe you can help me and let me know, because I don't know if it might be a disorder, but now it's more so I fear of, and like I said like earlier, having to stay this way because I won't be accepted
Mm-hmm.
or like worthy, and to have to go back to that would be like the death of me. And sometimes it plays in, it goes in my head like, let me get like my words together because I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But, and maybe this is too much, but sometimes I'll think, if you're eating, like if I'll have a crazy meal at night, the next day I'll be like, okay, you can't have this because you ate like that last night.
Yeah, no, that's
eating
definitely.
disorder vibe.
Oh my
Eating
God, do I have an
disorder
eating
might-
disorder? Guys, we just found
No,
out I have
it's
an
like-
eating disorder.
No,
But
that's,
it's scary
But
because
there's a balance too. Like,
Yeah.
you should also listen to
There-
your body. Like, if you're full, you're full. I don't think you should shame yourself. And I think that's the
that's
problem.
why it's like it's very.
I think the
it
problem
could
with eating
for-
disorders
yeah.
is not that, like, you know, just because somebody counts their calories doesn't necessarily mean they have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
Okay. And just because somebody ate a lot of food at night and in the morning they don't want to eat anymore is not an eating disorder. What makes something an eating disorder is when you no longer can understand what your body's telling you. When you lost the intuition, that's how you know you have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
If you
And
can't tell
also-
if you're hungry, you can't tell. You need like rules to tell you when and when not to eat, because otherwise you're so lost. You've lost that connection with your body, and that's where it's like, okay, wait.
Yeah, and also when food becomes, like what you eat and what you don't eat becomes your worth as a person.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes like, food is fuel, right, for us to be alive.
love
But
that.
when it
Food
it
is fuel.
starts being something like, oh, that makes you feel good or bad about yourself, it's like, oh, I only ate this salad for dinner, pat on the back, or oh, I ate 3 donuts, and that makes you feel ashamed. It's like when food becomes something,
to be earned.
yeah, to be earned, that's when you know, like, this is like disordered thought patterns. And that's not to say like if you have those thoughts that you have a disorder. It's just that those
be
thoughts can
careful.
lead. Yeah, be careful. And you know, I feel like all the things about eating disorders, for a lot of people, it's about like how you're seen, but also deeper down, a lot of time it's about control and feeling out of control in other aspects of your life, and it's just the way that, you know, it manifests. And so definitely PSA for anybody who also struggles with like eating disorders and mental health, like talk to people, talk to your friends.
You'll be surprised how many people
Yeah.
are going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know
Another
when
thing-
me and Barbie started talking about it, like I feel like we didn't necessarily know that each other were thinking and feeling the same things,
Yeah.
you know?
And another thing is like, for the longest time, I would beat myself up for not being fully healed. You know, like I'd like relapse or something. I don't know what else you would call it, but like I'd feel fine, and then I'd binge or something, and I'd be like, "What? I haven't binged in 6 months. How could this happen?" And it was so disheartening. But I think it's crazy. It's like if you think about eating disorder as kind of like an addiction, whether it's your addiction to, like, there's all different kinds, but like if you just think of it as an addiction, there's people who have like who are addicted to drugs, and their recommendations like you gotta quit cold turkey, but you can't just quit eating food.
Yeah.
So you have to give
You
yourself
need
some
it.
grace, because you there's that extra element of like you actually have to have so much more self control to
Because
like,
you're around it all
you're
the time.
around it all the time. And not only that, sometimes when I'm hard on myself because I'm like, oh, I wish I was like thinner, even though I've done all this healing, like you can't really heal in a place where you got sick. And unfortunately, we live in a society, and
We're stuck in it.
you're never gonna not see the TV. Like you're never
Yeah.
gonna not see a billboard. You're never not gonna see what
It's not gonna
society-
change.
How are you gonna be able to like? It does not affect me at all.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, show yourself a little grace if it does affect you, because it's like it's literally around you all the time. No matter how much healing you do, you're still gonna be in an environment that shows like the opposite of what you're trying to like feel, like the confidence
Yeah.
that you're trying to like. It doesn't matter, and then it's thrown in your face. Like
Mhm.
that is so hard. So you just show yourself some grace, and it does get better, because genuinely, like I am not where I was at 18, 19,
Definitely
20,
not.
21, 22. Like I'm totally different. I'm so much happier. I don't struggle with food. I'm not counting my calories. I'm not worried. Of course, once in a while I'll be like, but I'm telling you, to the degree of where I genuinely thought I'd never get better, you know, it's like it's just like 9 day. You will get better.
And I think for everybody listening, I feel like we're talking about this, and the title of this episode is like how to glow up,
which it
But
definitely
so, yeah,
we
like
don't
just
mean
preface,
that. Yeah.
like we definitely are telling you that your whatever your body size is does not define you.
we're
on
talking
how-
about like society's idea of glow up versus like I guess what we found.
what we found, and maybe we won't even title this episode how to glow up.
Yeah, we can.
But I think it is crazy, and it's something that, again, I like you guys said too, I had no idea, like when I was doing the program, I had no idea like what calories were or anything, because I wasn't paying attention to that. And sometimes I kind of wish, like, damn, I kind of wish I didn't do it, because maybe I'd still be like confident in my own way.
Which is kind of what Barbie was saying about like, what if I hadn't gotten my nose job? You know, like
Yeah.
how would people?
What? Why are we bringing that up again? What is my nose job? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but
That's literally what
I
you
think
said.
it's true. It's just kind of like, damn, like I fell for it. Like I fell for the I am part of the society.
That's why I'm like, we can't
We can't win,
escape
guys.
it. We can't escape it.
But maybe we can. And that's what I'm saying. If there's
Yeah.
somebody listening right now and is thinking like, oh, do I need to lose weight? You don't. I think the point is more like, if you can save yourself that pain and like be confident instead of having to like struggle, like it's not worth the struggle.
And that's what you're saying. Like even when you, like even losing weight or getting,
And
your
you're still
things-
not confident.
Yeah, and you're still not and that's it's not like a, like, oh, you'll never be happy thing. It's just like letting, like kind of what we've talked about in other episodes before. Is like the things we think matter aren't always the thing that actually matter, right?
Yes, everything everywhere all at once. Nothing
Yeah, no, like the
matters.
root of the issue isn't that we're not skinny. The root of the issue is that we don't feel worthy. Is that we don't feel like people like us, you know, or like we don't feel confident in ourselves. And so I feel like how to glow up is working on that, like that confidence. And like for me, being around people who are very supportive of me and talk positively, because I know growing up, a lot of people, we don't have that, especially when you have parents, aunts, uncles, dads who comment on your weight and say like, you know, oh, nobody's gonna like you if you look like that, if you weigh like that, you know. So like, obviously I'm not saying cut off your family, but low key a little bit. No, but like surround yourself
or
with
educate
people-
them.
Well, yeah, but like,
Or, I
that's
don't know,
also
yeah,
exhausting.
Maybe that was controversial.
Sometimes it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, the most positive people you can be around who have similar mindsets, that is helpful. And always ask for help. Talk to professionals.
If you can. Not
if you
everybody has
can.
the resource.
Not everybody
Talk
has
to your
the resource.
friends.
Yeah, but your friends are always there. Good friends.
But it's also important to understand that your glow up is very subjective to
It's
you
very
and not objective as to what society wants you to be. But unfortunately, some of us just fall into that trap, and we're still like paying for it. Like I still struggle with.
I was like, damn, you're still paying for the
I'm still
camp?
paying for.
Oh,
I named the company.
wow.
No, but honestly, I think the company that the company that I was doing the program with, I think that really is for people who are struggling with their health.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's
he
for,
was
like,
like,
I feel like
alongside-
again, the majority of people are not struggling with their health.
Yeah.
It's more just societal pressures. That
Or
it's like,
also like mental health.
yeah,
'Cause
that's
that-
which is more important.
like the body keeps the score.
Yeah, so it's like don't
Yeah.
judge others and don't feel like, oh, they're not healthy because they don't look a certain way. Because I was not healthy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when like I've been like, you know, when you're really sick and you lose a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had food poisoning the other day, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, Barbie, you look so skinny." I was like, I literally could not eat for the past 3 days. But
Yeah,
thanks.
like
what the
bruh.
hell?
Oh my
You
god,
know
me!
what I
I take a shit like once, and I've like, I just sat on a
5
sword,
pounds.
and like everything.
What?
comes-
Ew.
Now I'm like
No.
a good.
Not Miguel finding out he has hemorrhoids right now.
No,
Ew.
no, I'm just saying like, oh wow, guys, fiber pills, man.
Oh
Like
God.
go twice a day, and I don't know.
I don't know why you
Um,
felt the need to input that, but
Anyways, that's our episode for today, guys. We're still gonna. I think we have to patch this one together.
I was just gonna say, ending personal notes. As knowing you guys for very long and seeing your guys' glow ups, I guess what I've definitely seen is your guys' growth as people, and the most beautiful thing I've seen is your guys' confidence grow. And as your friend, I love seeing that because I do see you guys grow in confidence in what you wear, in what you post, and that definitely leads into like the art that you create. And I think it's beautiful, and I'm glad to be along for the ride.
Yeah, I think one of the
Slay.
things too that I didn't mention before was, I think had it not been for like you guys and the friends that we keep in our circle, I don't think I'd be where I am educated wise on like mental health and stuff like that.
Oh, I just meant like educated in general. And I was like, that checks out.
Well, I
Yeah,
think you read
that's-
at like a 3rd grade level still. So.
I actually don't read, so
But again, I think it's important that that the people that you do talk to, like, just I guess just talk to people.
Yeah. And if you don't have friends, come
Go
listen
ahead
to
and
it.
just follow us on
Follow
Instagram,
us
and we'll be answering questions in the comments.
my name's Mandy. You can find me at Manda Harrison.
I am Miguel at Miguel X Antonio.
and I'm Barbie at Created by Barbie.
We'll see you guys next week.
We're gonna try to end on like a higher note. So, Barbie's pregnant.
The Lord Far Squad pod is hosted by Amanda Harrison, Miguel Antonio, and Barbie Chavez. Listen wherever podcasts are available. Our producer is Richard Cunningham. Our theme song is produced by Lorena Latorre. Our artwork is by Joshua Estrada. Follow the Lord Far Squad podcast on Instagram at Lord Far Squad Pod. Feel free to send us your questions to the Lord Far Squad podcast at gmail.com.